History is much like an endless waltz. The three beats of war, peace, and revolution continue on forever.
Supreme victory!
What's going on, everyone? Derek Blackman here, and normally when I make videos, I'm not angry. I'm usually in a good mood, and I'm taking the piss out of the situation. But today, I just got incredibly frustrated because the constant appeal to emotion tactics that are being used, for propaganda to get us into wars, these proxy wars in the Middle East and North Africa. It keeps happening. It's been happening, and it won't stop, even though there's just too much evidence to the contrary to show that, hey, this isn't a good idea, and we keep getting lied to. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Like, you see somebody like Donald Trump, right, who was very against these wars, right? He was very outspoken about this stuff. The only reason President Obama wants to attack Syria is to save face over his very dumb red line statement. Do not attack Syria. Fix USA. Again, to our very foolish leader, do not attack Syria. If you do, many very bad things will happen, and from that fight, the US gets nothing. What I'm saying is stay out of Syria.
Later.
And all you gotta do is just sprinkle in a little bit of chemical warfare. The kids are being attacked and being gassed, and Russia vows to shoot down any and all missiles fired at Syria. Get ready, Russia, because they will be coming, nice, new, and smart. You shouldn't be partners with a gas-killing animal who kills his people and enjoys it. Now, I understand hearing the reports of chemical warfare, it sounds terrible, sounds absolutely horrible. I get how it will just get you right in the heart and you want to do something about it. But the thing is, you want to take all of these reports with a grain of salt because of all of the bullshit we've been fed for so long. I mean, one of the earliest things I can think of just right off the bat is what we did, or what was portrayed to get us into the Iraq Gulf War.
Mr. Chairman and members of the committee, my name is Naira, and I just came out of Kuwait. While I was there, I saw the Iraqi soldiers come into the hospital with guns. They took the babies out of the incubators, took the incubators, and left the children to die on the cold floor.
Thrown out of the incubators.
President Bush repeated the incubator story at least 10 times in the following weeks.
Babies pulled from incubators and scattered like firewood across the floor.
The Down Hospital, my colleague, who is a native Arabic speaker, went along there and interviewed the doctors. And he was able to speak to people who said that they had been on duty at that time and that this incident didn't happen.
But you're not trying to paint the Iraqis as being saintly soldiers. There were atrocities.
There were very many atrocities, and the atrocities were largely committed by the secret police units.
That happened.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah, that little stunt right there, that thing that just really tug at your heartstrings, 100% false. 100% a propaganda piece to get this shit started. And I think most people at this point know that the whole weapons of mass destruction claim to get into Iraq was 100% bullshit.
It appears that there were not weapons of mass destruction there.
You said you knew where they were.
I did not.
We know where they are. They're in the area around Tikrit and Baghdad and east, west, south, and north somewhat.
You said you knew where they were, near Tikrit, near Baghdad, and north, east, south, and west of there. Those are your words.
First, just if I might correct a misperception, I don't think we ever said, at least I know I didn't say, that there was a direct connection between September the 11th and Saddam Hussein. Saddam Hussein aids and protects terrorists, including members of Al-Qaeda.
You have said in the past that it was, quote, pretty well confirmed.
No, I never said that.
Okay. I think that is...
Absolutely not. What I said was,
it's been pretty well confirmed that he did go to Prague and he did meet with a senior official of the Iraqi intelligence service.
Our troops in NATO absolutely obliterated Libya after reports said that Gaddafi and his troops were firing on unarmed citizens, like over 100 or something like that. And, like I said, when I hear reports like this, I have to take them with a grain of salt because that was the factor that got us in there to absolutely just demolish everything. Like, you can look at the aftermath of Tripoli, and then, Gaddafi was just dragged down the streets and just fucking murdered. A lot of crazy shit happened, but this is the direct result of our intervention. And now it looks like the same thing is happening in Syria. You're hearing about these chemical weapons, these chemical warfare attacks, like, oh, the most horrible thing ever. And don't get me wrong, using that type of stuff is really fucked up. But the thing is, the reports are wonky. Like I said, you have to take them with a grain of salt. And it's a thing, like, it trips me out hearing someone like Tucker Carlson being honest about this shit. Usually when people on the left or right having this agenda when it comes to the mainstream media, and here's this guy being actually honest about this shit.
All the geniuses tell us that Assad killed those children. But do they really know that? Of course they don't really know that. They're making it up. They have no real idea what happened. Actually, both sides in the Syrian civil war possess chemical weapons. How would it benefit Assad using chlorine gas last weekend? Well, it wouldn't. Assad's forces had been winning the war in Syria. The administration just announced its plans to pull American troops out of Syria, having vanquished ISIS. 2 months ago, the Secretary of Defense admitted that actually, we still have no proof that Assad used sarin gas last year. The story, it turns out, was propaganda. It was designed to manipulate Americans, just like so much of what they say. We've seen this movie before, and we know how it ends.
So you got to think about this. You got to think about the patterns that have gone throughout history, the things that have been happening recently. Where do you think it would be a good idea for Assad to attack his civilians, to attack protesters or freedom fighters or whatever with chemical warfare, knowing damn well that it would probably force the United States to get involved and just absolutely obliterate Syria? Does that sound like a good idea to you? Fuck no. Now I'm not that guy. I'm not Assad. I'm not any of these people. But the whole thing is just, you have to think about it logically. Like, really, would you really think after what happened in Libya, that wasn't that long ago? Yeah, let me attack my fucking citizens, and this is gonna, everything's just gonna be chill. I'm gonna be all right. Everything's gonna be fine. It sounds so fucking silly. It sounds so stupid. It's like, yo, it begs the question, like, is there an ulterior motive? And probably. I mean, you got to think about the war profiteering. You got to think about, who benefits from keep invading this stuff. Obviously, people don't. The American people and common citizens don't benefit from this shit. But defense contracts and a lot of things, there are some benefits from invading countries. But the most frustrating thing about this is that a lot of these plans have been on the table for quite a while. And even myself, back in 2011, I made a hip hop song back when I was trying to do all that conscious hip hop, where I was talking about the plan of the invasions.
Cause I'm a man and I die for my land and for my own home turf instead of dying in sand. Hey yo, Afghanistan, Libya and Iran is the plan. Even Syria and the Pakistan, the BCs.
And I'm obviously not psychic or anything. I just listened to what U.S. General Wesley Clark had to say about the situation.
About 10 days after 9/11, I went through the Pentagon and I saw Secretary Rumsfeld and Deputy Secretary Wolfowitz. I went downstairs just to say hello to some of the people on the Joint Staff who used to work for me. And one of the generals called me and he said, "Sir, you got to come in. You got to come in and talk to me a second." I said, "Well, you're too busy." He said, No. He says, "We've made the decision. We're going to war with Iraq." This was on or about the 20th of September. I said, "We're going to war with Iraq. Why?" He said, "I don't know." He said, "I guess they don't know what else to do." So I said, "Well, did they find some information connecting Saddam to Al-Qaeda?" He said, No. He says, "There's nothing new that way. They just made the decision to go to war with Iraq." I came back to see him a few weeks later, and by that time we were bombing in Afghanistan. I said, "Are we still going to war with Iraq?" And he said, "Oh, it's worse than that." He said, he reached over on his desk, he picked up a piece of paper, and he said, I just got this down from upstairs," meaning the Secretary of Defense's office today, and he said, "This is a memo that describes how we're going to take out 7 countries in 5 years, starting with Iraq and then Syria, Lebanon, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, and finishing off Iran."
I know it's hard to get away from the appeal to emotion fallacy. I know it's very difficult to do. Obviously, Donald Trump is having a huge fucking problem with that because he was so against the wars in the Middle East, and now he's just like, send all the missiles, send the smart bombs, send the tomahawks, and all this good stuff just because there's some chemical warfare going on, and he's just 100% convinced that Assad is doing this shit. And I'm like, yo, you need to back up a little bit, man. You need to back up a little bit. Chill out and see what's the best for America, right? Isn't it supposed to be America first? Aren't you supposed to make America great again? Not thrust it deeper into debt by using hundreds of billions of dollars probably to fund more troops into Syria. I mean, it just sounds silly. It sounds insane. It just sounds like, you know, things aren't going to change. Another endless waltz. And it's incredibly frustrating. I know there's probably a lot of nuance I'm leaving out, but one thing is for certain is that I just think it's a bad idea. I think objectively it's a bad idea to get further involved. I've always supported people that were anti-war, who were anti-military industrial complex, because they know how big this machine is getting and how fucked up things are getting and how it's not benefiting the American people. It's not even benefiting the troops. When I'm hearing stories about, you know, troops having a hard time dealing with their VAs and just so many different things that are going on, they're not being taken care of. I'm like, what the hell is going on here? We're pretending that we care about the troops and all this shit, and then there's just so much garbage going on that is just not benefiting the people. And I'm sick of it. It makes me so angry. And it's why I usually try to stay away from this stuff, you know? And that's why I don't think that, you know, voting for Hillary or Trump or something is gonna fix anything. I don't think replacing one cog in a machine is going to make the machine completely different. You know, that's what I lost hundreds of subs when I said I wasn't gonna vote for Trump, because I didn't believe that he was gonna actually do anything that was really gonna be beneficial, because all the shit's still in play. And the same thing happened with Obama. I didn't vote for that fuck. I was just like, dude, no, I don't believe that this is gonna be a thing. I don't believe when you're taking all these donations from the banks, when Goldman Sachs is really just shoveling all this money at you, that you're gonna look out for the interest for the American people. I don't believe that you're actually gonna pull out your troops in the Iraq and Afghanistan, you know, like you promised, because I know better. I knew better, and I still know better. I mean, it just doesn't make any sense when you look at the patterns. When you see that, oh, the Bush cabinet, the regime, these people are still here. Oh, Tim Geithner, everybody's still here. Like, yeah, things are gonna be totally different even though the same people are still in play. Come on, bro. Like, I just don't believe this shit. I don't believe it, and it's so fucking frustrating. I'm just gonna keep saying that because I don't know what people are looking at. I don't know why people haven't figured this shit out yet. I don't know why there's a lot of people that are thinking, yeah, we have to go in there. We have to do this. We have to keep doing these things. We have to keep believing this. Oh, I still stand with you, Mr. President, even though you put yourself off as a populist, but now you're just being like a fucking neocon. Like, what's it gonna take, man? So I filmed that footage a few days ago, and I was thinking about not even releasing it because I've been going in a more lighter direction on my channel. But of course, like clockwork, the US, Britain, and France have airstruck Syria, and of course, a bunch of people are dying. You know, you're mad at Assad for chemical warfare, even though it's not proven that he did it. You know, there was definitely something happening. There's definitely some chemical warfare and people are dying, but it's the perfect excuse to just rain down hell. And there you go. It's happening again. And it's not going to stop until, you know, we actually get involved. We stop letting these people do whatever the fuck they want to do. There are no checks and balances. You know, Congress isn't looking out for the people. The president isn't looking out for the people, even though he claimed he was going to, talking all that shit about Obama, saying, oh, he's just doing this and he's just doing that. Oh, America first, we need to stay out of Syria. And now he's just like so happy to Tomahawk missiles and this airstrike shit now. This is where we're at, and like I said, it's just a fucking endless waltz. This stuff is not gonna stop. But that's all I have to say on the situation. I just wanted to get that off my chest. And guys, let me know what you think about this. Leave some comments. I'm sure there's gonna be some interesting debates and some insight, probably some things that I've left out here and there. Other examples of just war propaganda, you know, things that keep us, you know, just drumming along with that sweet endless waltz. But you guys have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next video.
I'm not in a fucking cult for Donald Trump. Fuck him. Fuck his family. Fuck all these people. Alright, see, I shouldn't even be live right now. When are we going on the fucking satellite? God fucking damn it, man. What the fuck? Is there nobody fucking pure in this goddamn fucking world? See, now I'm fucking pissed right now. Syria fought Al-Qaeda, they fought ISIS, they fought it all. And now you got Mattis and fucking all these people shitting all over us. and the goddamn fucking liberal fascists censoring us everywhere the last 2 days. We did an emergency fucking 36-hour broadcast trying to stop this shit that could lead to World War III. And you fucking liberal pieces of fucking shit, you fucking assholes, fucking support this. Fuck you. You fucking goddamn degenerate fucks. And fucking Mueller and fucking Comey and fuck you.